Have you ever hidden parts of yourself because it didn't feel safe to be fully seen? This fear can run deep. And if we are sensitive, intuitive, or powerful, and especially if we are women, we are often taught to dim our light. We are taught to be careful, to not be too loud, too emotional, too wise, or too much. But it's time now to rise. We're being called to step out of the shadows, not to be perfect, but to be whole. For what if the very parts you've hidden contains your true radiance? Your voice, your presence, your medicine are needed now more than ever. And today, we're being asked by Mary Magdalene to step into our visibility. This is the moment we're invited to step into our true radiance, true power, and our true voice. So welcome to day 5 of the Magdalene activation. I'm so excited that you are here. In day 1, we journeyed through the sacred descent. In day 2, we stepped forward in reclaiming our inner power. In day 3, awakening into our deeper embodiment. In day 4, we opened the gates of inner union. And today, in day 5 of the Magdalene activation, we rise. Today is an invitation to step forward, to activate your voice, your radiance, and the soul deep power that has always lived within you. Because, beloved, with all that's happening in the world, we are being called to rise. It's time to be seen, not through striving, but through the truth of your presence. And if you're new here, I want to take a moment to introduce myself. Again, I'm so delighted that you are here. My name is Dr. Melissa Sophia Joy. I'm the founder of Sophia Healing Academy. I also am the founder of a mystical spiritual path received through the guidance of Mary Magdalene called Somatic Awakening. I'm also a naturopathic doctor, an oracle, a mystic, a spiritual teacher, as well as a priestess within the Sophia Magdalene traditions. And again, I'm delighted that you're here. It's an honor to walk in this path of remembrance with you today. Many of us have walked through multiple levels of trauma, and this trauma becomes stored in our being, in our bodies, and often it creates inner voices as a response to this trauma, which attempt to protect us. But all too often, these voices also protect us by attempting to suppress our very life force and attempting to keep us silent. And if you've been around the earth long enough, you may have what I call the witch wound. This is a collective imprint of fear that arose from the burning times, where countless women were burned at the stake or tortured to death under very often the incorrect assumption that they were witches. But it also includes any time where we were silenced through violent suppression. The fear from this violent suppression has been passed down through lineages and lifetimes. And it's a fear of being harmed, killed, judged, or cast out for our spiritual gifts, our knowing, our power, our voice. And it's based in the terror very often of having our lives taken away for the very act of being too much. This has affected the collective unconsciousness of humanity, and especially the feminine. These wounds live in our bodies and in our nervous systems, and they can cause anxiety, fear, and even terror. This intensity can cause us to shrink, to stay invisible. It shuts down our voices, and it fills us with self-doubt and anxiety in the name of attempting to keep us safe. Healing the wound is not about rebelling against the patriarchy. It's about turning toward the emotion and energy of the contractions of this wound that lives within us with divine presence, divine safety, love, and compassion, and offering these places within us what they need to truly transform into healing. And when we do, we remember and begin to live who we truly are. I have my own deep experience of this wound inside of me as well. In the year 2000, my inner world was literally split wide open. Without warning, a flood of past life memories surged through me, violent, raw, and terrifying. I hadn't asked for them, yet they came unbidden, shaking the very foundation of my life, my body, and my psyche. Numerous lifetimes came through, and almost all of them carried a fear that was overwhelming and ancient. The trauma at times became unbearable. And no matter what I tried to heal over the years, and I tried many, many, many things as a healer, naturopathic doctor, and spiritual practitioner, many, many things, what I discovered is that these wounds, unfortunately, and the anxiety that they cause, they barely budged. And I nearly gave up. But then I finally walked through a breaking point where I surrendered in a very deep way to spirit. And this is when I had the vision that I speak of earlier in this activation, where Mary Magdalene and Yeshua came to me and they told me that it's time for me to remember what I came here to remember and then teach this to others. And then within a few days, Mary Magdalene started coming into my meditations in a very powerful way. And she started teaching me what I needed to know in order to transform these wounds and step deeper and deeper into my awakening. She came to me not as a distant saint, but as a guide, a sister, a midwife of healing. And she taught me how to bring my higher self and the divine flowing through this part of me, through my spirit, into the heart of the contractions of pain. And over time, what once was shattered became the soil of my awakening. Through her guidance, I learned to transmute fear into power, silence into voice, and fragmentation into union. She showed me that even the most terrifying darkness can be a doorway to divine truth, to radiant strength, to the sovereign essence of who I am and who we all truly are. And I am honored now that I get to share this path with you today and in this time that we are in, because we all need support to heal these wounds and to remember who we truly are. Mary Magdalene also walked this experience and had her own version of this story. She was silenced, she was distorted, and they attempted to erase her. She was branded as broken when she was never broken. She was called a sinner, but actually she was a keeper of sacred wisdom. And yet through all of these lies, she never stopped showing up in love for humanity. Magdalene was vilified, not for wrongdoing, but for being a woman who lived her wisdom, her power, and her embodied truth that she is sharing with us now. Because Magdalene is not just a force that belonged to the individual soul who was once called Miriam of Magdala. She is much more than that. She is an ascended master of unconditional love, power, and unified wholeness, walking hand in hand with beloved Yeshua. And she is stirring the souls of many of us now, asking us to heal what needs to be healed, the things that have been holding us back, so that we can remember who we truly are, so that we can reclaim our true voice and fully rise in our magnificent embodied divinity. So I invite you to take a moment to sit with the following questions and allow the answer to rise up from your deep feeling, sensing, and intuiting awarenesses, not just the mind. Here's the first question. Where in my life have I shrunk to be accepted? Where in my life have I shrunk to be accepted? Just notice what arises. What truth have I silenced to stay safe? What truth have I silenced to stay safe? What dreams, gifts, or callings have I kept hidden because I was scared of what would happen if I stepped out? Again, what dreams, gifts, or callings have I kept hidden because I was scared of what would happen if I stepped out? When we step into seeing ourselves as who we truly are, we naturally begin to restore the energetic blueprint of our sacred leadership. This is an invitation to reclaim our voice, our heart and soul radiance that has been denied very often for lifetimes in the name of safety. It's also important to know that visibility is not always about being on stage. Maybe for some of you, it will be. But what is really being invited in here is that you give permission to allow your soul to be fully heard, fully seen, and present in your life. It's about standing in the truth of who you are, even when it feels vulnerable, especially when it feels vulnerable. Magdalene is not just a figure of history. She's a frequency of remembrance, calling us to reclaim our sacred visibility. And she is calling all of us now, letting us know that we are safe, held in the arms of the divine, that we were born for this time, and your light and power is not too much. Beloved, this is the moment that you're invited to stop hiding. This is the moment where you are invited to rise. So now we're going to go into sacred transmission with Mary Magdalene. My sense is that she has many things to share with us today, a wisdom teaching, a deep experiential process, a powerful prayer experience. So as you're ready, I invite you to go ahead and close your eyes and take some nice deep breaths in and out. We're going to begin with a very brief grounding and an invocation to set the space here. So take another deep breath in and out. And as you breathe, just notice what you're holding in your awareness in your body in this moment. Just noticing and allowing it to be exactly as it is, noticing what you're bringing to this experience today as you breathe in and out. Go ahead and take another deep breath in, and then on that exhale, go ahead and bring your awareness all the way down to the base of your spine. And on that next exhale, just feel, sense, and know, maybe you're even imagining that you're dropping a line of grounding energy from the base of your spine down in and through your home or the building that you're in, making contact with the earth and just feeling and sensing that this line of grounding is connected to you, is now moving down in and through all the different layers of the earth with ease and with grace. And on every exhale, feel this cord moving down deeper and deeper and deeper, moving all the way down now, as deep as you can go, beginning to make contact with the core of the earth. This very powerful center place that you have the ability to make individual connection to. So notice how you perceive this connection. Maybe you hear it or feel it. You might even sense it in some other way as you make this connection in. And as you do, you're invited now to move even deeper into the very center point of the earth, just feeling yourself being lovingly magnetized to the very center portion that's filled with nurturing grounding, powerful presence, and a deep sense of recalibration, recalibrating you for this very moment, for this experience of healing, of opening and awakening your true power, your true voice, and knowing that you have everything that you need in order to take your next steps forward in this activation. This activation is for you and your body and what you are ready for, with ease and grace and right and perfect timing. Take a couple of deep breaths in and out here, receiving this recalibration, this loving grounding. And as you're ready now, go ahead and bring your awareness back up. Bring it all the way back up into your feet, into your calves, into your thighs, into the base of your spine. And now go ahead and bring your awareness into your heart space. If you've been joining us before, we always start with the heart space because this is a very powerful doorway into our higher self and into the love pouring into us from the divine. So as you relax back here in this heart space, we open to powerful invocation, setting the stage even further. So we call in Supreme Being, Divine Mother, Divine Father, in between all of us here in this sacred space. Whether you're joining us here in July of 2025 or joining us later, we call in this powerful energy around us at the very edge of our container, holding this container in a powerful vibration that is safe, sacred, and holy, while we also align it with the golden diamond light of the law of love and the law of one. And from this place, we call in the high vibrational, unconditional love of Christ consciousness, which includes Yeshua, Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, and so many, many others within the Christ family. And especially, we call in Mary Magdalene today. Thank you for unifying with my consciousness and opening the doorways for us even further so that we may take our next steps forward and activating our power, our voice, our truth, and our inner radiance, and knowing that it's safe now to shine who we really are. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is done. And I now open my higher self conduit to connect with you. And the next time I speak, we will be in full transmission. Beloveds, I am so thrilled that we have come to this place in the journey. And the journey of these days together through these teachings, but also in the journey of humanity walking through time and space, arriving now at the doorsteps of where you are, that has gotten you to listen to this transmission today, in this very holy day. This is the day that you are invited to step deeper into who you are, into the truth, the power, and the holiness that has always been within you. But has, for many of you, been hidden, suppressed, in the name of safety. So we first offer incredible oceans of compassion for all that you have walked through, all of the trauma in this lifetime and others, all the trauma that you have inherited from your family. And we see it now with open eyes. And from this higher vibrational life force that you are, that we are together, aligned with the eyes of the divine, we see and we offer compassion to everything that you have walked through to get you to this moment. Where you now are invited to see that all the ways that your psyche and ego structures have attempted to protect you in the name of safety has been done because of the violent suppression that you have walked through or that you have inherited. This is important to understand, beloveds, because very often when a person comes to the desire to open their voice, to step into their power, to align with their true radiance, they often want to throw away that which has suppressed them. They want to get rid of it. They want to manifest it away. And that attitude can be helpful at first, because it is a turning point within your journey. It's saying, no longer am I going to be controlled by this. And that is a very sacred moment in time. Yet to actually walk the path to fully embody to who you truly are, it means that all needs to be welcomed back home into the divine love that never dies. So all of the trauma, the violent suppression that has happened in this life and past lives, to your ancestors that you feel in your body, all of those traumas very often are still stuck, frozen in time, yet live in the body. And those points that are frozen in time, that show up as terror or fear or anxiety, suppression, they need love to heal. They need to be offered what it is that they most long for. And every somatic contraction and the energy and emotion of trauma held within them needs something that's very unique and specific for it. But always, at the very core of it, what it most needs is a loving presence. That doesn't mean that you need to remember every single nuance, no. What it means is that you are invited now from your higher self, and how your higher self is unified with the divine, to bring this down in, to be a current of healing love, a powerful presence. For this has what is needed to alchemically transform the density so that you are free. So that you step into the power that you truly are. The potent truth that wants to come through your voice. The sovereign boundaries that honor you in your own self-love. And as this process evolves more and more, and the divinity inside of you, inside of the very core of your soul, your spirit, your heart, and every atom in your being that divine spark gets lit. And as this divine spark gets lit, you step more and more and more into the true radiance of your being. You become a flame within the temple of your body, and you share this flame with the world by simply walking this light, speaking this truth that is now coming through your divine voice, affirming your power, your authentic divine power in the world. As more and more and more people, women and men together, step into this divine radiance of their being, the earth shifts, humanity shifts. Because as you step and live into this radiance and in this light, naturally, others will be touched by it. Whether you are aware of it or not, whether you have that intention or not, this is what just naturally happens. So today, we take a step forward in activating your voice, your authentic power, your divinity inside of you. And before we go deeper into what we could call an experiential process of this, I want to affirm that you are not doing this alone, that I am here with you, not as something that is a myth or some statue to be worshipped, but as a mentor, a guide, a sister. And the more that you call me and this energy that is activating in the world, the Magdalene force, the more it is here. And this is true for the entire Christ family, especially beloved Yeshua and his unified magnificence, Mother Mary, and so many others who are aligned with Christ consciousness, or what we could say, aligned with the law of love. And there are many, many, many who are connected to this family, even those who you might not think of as part of this religion. But the law of love is much wider than anything that could be called a religion. The law of love is the essence of what Christ consciousness is all about. So without further ado, let us go deeper into this powerful process of transformation, alchemical transmutation, helping you go deeper into who you are. So this is similar to what we have done in prior days, especially in day 3. And we're going to be activating somatic awakening, the practice. So as you're ready, another deep breath in and out, bringing awareness all the way down to the spine, just taking a moment to affirm your grounding. It's feeling, sensing, knowing yourself as deeply connected into the core of the earth and into the very center of the core. Taking a moment to notice, feel, sense this natural recalibration. And as you're ready, coming back up, all the way up into your feet, your calves, your thighs, the base of the spine. Go ahead and now feel and sense that your awareness is rising up your spine, your central channel, rising all the way up to the top of the head. Rising now about 17 inches above your head into what is known as your soul star chakra, also known as your 8th chakra. And just take a moment to relax back here, to feel, to sense what's here in this powerful vibrational force, energy center that is you. Relaxing back into this space, the love that is here, and the spiritual power. And as you relax back, notice that your higher self, your spirit, is moving toward you, and become aware that this energy is intimately you, knows you so deeply, has loved you through time. And notice how you notice this part of you, how you perceive your spirit. However you perceive your spirit, just notice that it's loving you so profoundly right now in this moment, when you're asked to receive this love as it comes toward you. Communicating to you what you most need to know now to take your next steps in activating your power, your voice, your radiance in your life so you can rise. Receive this message now. And as you receive this message, just allow it in. And noticing that your higher self, your spirit, is extending to you an aspect of it that in the practice we call the higher self witness consciousness. This is a part of your spirit that not only has the ability to be powerfully present with anything that arises, it also has the ability to be a conduit for your higher self and for the divine. So we can offer the loving compassion. We can offer the strength, the courage, the power, and anything else that is needed by any part of you, so that these parts of you can receive exactly what they need in order to heal, to rest, to transform. So you become freer and freer. So take a moment now just to invite in your higher self-witness consciousness to simply be here with your awareness. Notice how it's showing up for you today. So as you perceive the higher self-witness consciousness, or if it's difficult, just imagine what this part of you is like. Go ahead and drop your awareness along with your higher self-witness consciousness, the imagined aspect of your higher self-witness consciousness, down to the top of your head. Inviting in, feeling, sensing, and intuiting to lead this process that we're going to be going through in a moment. So We're switching over from the linear mind leading to allow the three awarenesses at the present moment to lead: feeling, sensing, and intuiting. And now, as you're ready, dropping the higher self witness consciousness into the body, allowing feeling, sensing, and intuiting to notice where in your body most needs your attention right now that has prevented you from standing in your truth, your power, your voice. Just notice where you are being lovingly magnetized to the place that you're ready to see now, to come into contact with. And as you feel yourself being lovingly drawn, magnetized toward this place in your body, become aware that your higher self-witness consciousness is forming itself so that it can exquisitely meet this area. So if this area is small, higher self-witness consciousness becomes small. Large, it becomes large. And so on. And as you notice now what's happening with your higher self-witness consciousness, fully here, your awareness fully connected to it, notice what's here. Notice if this part of you, wherever this is within your body, it wants your higher self-witness consciousness to come closer. Perhaps it pushes it away. Notice its first response. And as you find the right and perfect distance between this energy within your body and the higher self-witness, notice the right and perfect distance that is now being found. And become aware from your higher self-witness consciousness what you perceive here within your body, what you feel, sense, intuit, as you become more aware of what's here. So as you notice what's here, notice also that your higher self-witness consciousness is fully present to it. It's not judging it or pushing it away or forcing it to do anything different than what it is. It's simply offering its loving, accepting presence. And as this part of you within your body becomes aware even more of this loving, accepting presence of your higher self-witness, notice what it does. All responses, our reactions, are valid. Perhaps there's a wall that's pushing you back, or an energy that's wanting you to be there. Or maybe it's angry. Where have you been? All responses are valid. And the higher self-witness just continues to show up in this loving, accepting, compassionate presence. And just notice what happens as a relationship is formed between the two. No matter what the energy within your body is doing or not doing, the two now are in relationship, in connection. And the higher self witness naturally continues to unconditionally love, to offer what this part needs, to listen to what this part has to share. All is welcome. So allow yourself to go deeper now, to listen, to respond. Connect to that which needs this love. Just continue to notice what organically unfolds here. You may become aware that your consciousness is pulled into the pain that this part is holding. That is very natural and normal to get to know it. But if at any time it feels like it's too much, move back into higher self-witness consciousness. Your awareness can oscillate back and forth many times through this process. So notice what's organically unfolding. Becoming aware that the higher self-witness is following the lead of the energy and emotion within the contraction. What does it need? What wants to be communicated? Listen deeply. And as you go deeper, noticing that more and more higher self, divine energy is flowing through your higher self witness as it's needed, as it's desired, in a very specific, unique, exquisite way that is needed by this energy and emotion within. And for many of you, this is a process of showing up and helping this part of you through the stages of evolution so that it can trust you enough, so that it can actually show you what it is and ask for what it needs. So if it's non-trustworthy, know this is normal. Your job is to show up in a way that is trustworthy so that it can trust you over time. And see now if it's possible to go a bit deeper. If this part of you trusts you enough to let you in, your higher self witness consciousness, in a bit deeper, to more deeply tend and nurture it, to listen, and to offer it what it most deeply needs. For many of you, we are sensing now that there is a need that is arising, and that more and more divine energy, divine love, divine care, divine nurturing, divine integration is happening. So just allow, if this is happening for you, just allow. Your mind does not need to figure this out. The very need of the energy and emotion of trauma will call forth the divine to show up in the most exquisite way, because that's what the divine most wants to do. To feed, to nurture, to be with. This specific, unique, somatic contraction, and ultimately all density within your being. So just receive. Allow it in. The right and perfect amount for this energy and emotion today. And notice what happens as this part of you receives what it is ready to receive. Whatever that is. Going deeper and deeper. Allowing it to take its next steps forward. That could be simply in trust, all the way to powerful, alchemical transformation. But I invite you now to feel, to sense, to acknowledge this energy that is flowing through you. Your higher self, the divine, this is yours, beloved. This is not just a one-time experience. It doesn't have to be. The more you know this and live this, the more not only are there going to be multiple levels of transformation and transmutation of the density inside, the more you remember your divinity that you are and awaken to who you truly are. So go ahead and take a few more deep breaths in and out as this part inside of you receives even more today before we come to a place of completion. And go ahead and make a commitment to this part of you, especially if it does not feel complete. And that commitment could sound something like, I am here with you, I will stand with you and offer you what you need so that you can heal. Or perhaps it sounds like something else. Just make sure it's authentic. Go ahead and make that commitment now. And as that commitment is made, I invite you now to feel my energy, the energy that you can call Mary Magdalene, the Magdalene frequency standing in front of you. And within my hand, I hold a container of the essential oil of rose. And I'm now taking my hand, dipping it in the rose oil and placing it at your third eye to awaken your true memory and lived experience of your higher mind, of remembering who you are, the love that you are, that you came from, and the love that you are returning to, this unified state. And I'll take my hand and dip it into the rose oil again and place it on your throat, activating your voice, while also activating a deep sense of divine safety for you to know that your voice is holy and that it is safe now to speak your truth and kindness and compassion. And I'll now take my hand, dip it in the rose oil again, and place it at your heart to activate your holy higher heart, that part of you that is always an unified awareness with divine love, so that this part of you can communicate with you both this divine love and the divine safety that's inherent within this love, so that you can step into your full, glorious radiance of love. And I'll place my hand and dip it into the rose oil and place it now at your womb. So this is a womb chakra that both men and women have, to activate your connection to potent life force, to the most significant connection into divine creation, so that you, beloved, are walking in alignment with this creative potentiality, aligned to the essence of your soul, where the divine is unified within, so that you have everything that you need to complete the mission that you gave yourself before you incarnated in this lifetime. An alignment with ease and grace and absolute free will. And finally, I place my fingers in this rose oil and I place it right at your pubic bone, connecting you into the first chakra, aligning you with divine safety, the divine safety that is beyond this realm, that is always holding you, that is always reminding you who you truly are, is always telling you that no matter what happens externally, you are unified with this divine safety because you are unified with the divine. And now take this bowl of rose oil, beloved, and I place it above your head and I pour it, connected to the top of your head, to your seventh chakra, to bless you fully in all aspects of your life, so that you know how blessed you are, how holy you are, and that the divine lives within you. This is part of who you are. It's your natural inheritance. So we now open to the last and final stage of our time together today by calling in the power of the word decree. A decree that allows you to step more fully into who you are. So first, we call in your higher self energy, your I am, avatar, awakened energy into your being in the right and perfect alignment for you. And I now invite you to repeat after me. I now know for my divine I am consciousness that it's safe now for me to shine. It's safe now for me to activate my true power, my true voice, my true essence. I now know that I have everything I need to be held by the divine so that I may rise, live my truth, and activate the essence of my soul and its mission in the world now. I honor what that mission is. And I allow it to be communicated with ease and grace, right and perfect timing. While I also honor and know that the manifestation of this mission will also occur with ease and grace and right and perfect timing. I now know this is so. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It is done, it is done, it is done. By the power of three, a holy Trinity. It is done. And so it is, beloved. And with this, we end this transmission in this space and time with a reminder that you are not alone. There are leagues, angelic, ascended masters, elevated guides and ancestors who are just waiting for you to ask for help. So please make it easy for yourself to ask for help, and help will be there. And with this, we end this transmission with so much love, oceans of love, always, always holding you, always available for you to transform anything that is not you, all the density, all the negative voices, all the stories, all the somatic contractions, so that you can remember the divine being that you truly are and manifest it as you rise in this lifetime. And so it is. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Mary Magdalene, for coming and sharing with us today this powerful, powerful transmission, teaching, the experiential process, this prayer. Thank you for helping us, continually helping us and guide us to take the steps that is needed so that we can truly rise, so that our medicine can be lived in this powerful time. And so it is. as you're ready, I invite you to go ahead and come back and open your eyes. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your presence here. For those of you who've watched all 5 videos, thank you for diving in so deeply. I'm very, very honored that you were able to join me through this process. And if you are resonant with these teachings, I invite you to like and subscribe, all the things on YouTube. And also, I just want to say, if you feel resonant with this path, with these teachings, both in the sense of the teachings of somatic awakening and all other teachings that we've talked about, I invite you to connect into Sophia Healing Academy website. It's sophiahealingacademy.com. And on that website, you'll find lots of information about these teachings. There are a lot of free offerings. There are deeper dives with introductory courses and more advanced multi-month programs. And the bottom line is that if you are resonant with what's here, I invite you to the Somatic Awakening Tribe and all that is coming through this specific unique channel. And if you are here in July of 2025, I also invite you to join us for the Magdalene Feast Day event and ceremony, which is going to be happening on July 22nd, a Tuesday, at 5:30 to 7 via Zoom Pacific time. And if you are not here in July of 2025, or maybe after the 22nd, know that that recording will be placed here as a bonus, day 6. All right, everyone. So much love and many blessings to you. And I look forward to connecting with you again. Mwah. Bye, everyone.